Like I said, I love Bobby Brown. Listen, he's not perfect by any stretch. A little flat, a little sharp, but his emotion on Rock With You, oh, sings the hell out of that song.
Yeah, I mean,
Sings the hell out of that song, you
yeah,
know?
I'm a massive Bobby Brown fan,
Oh,
and
me too. Absolutely.
none of us. I mean, you've got the Bobby album there, which to me is my one of my top that and Make It Last Forever albums are my top two albums.
Yeah.
But when I mean, and I don't know if I ever thought about Bobby's vocals compared to say Johnny Gill. I think I just thought this Bobby because his personality comes out in his
Thank you.
singing, and he just seems to
That's
be.
it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Personality, attitude.
Yeah.
Don't Be Cruel was written because of his funky attitude. That song is drips with Bobby Brown. That song couldn't have happened on anybody else but Bobby Brown because Bobby Brown was a badass boy back then. And Don't Be Cruel was tailored for Bobby Brown. And that's why that worked. Nobody could have
Ah.
done Don't Be Cruel.
Now, when
They
I was in
weren't cruel.
Nigeria,
Bobby was cruel.
yeah, when I was in Nigeria, we were told that actually Karen White was supposed to do it, but she didn't like the rapping. Or is that
I don't know if we played it for her. We could have played it. It's possibly, like I said, Kenny's memory is better than mine. I
okay?
don't remember, but
No, this is when
it
I was
wasn't
in
going to work.
Nigeria, so I don't know.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
rumor
It would,
was like,
yeah.
so
It
it
would.
could have
It
been,
wouldn't have worked. It
yeah.
wouldn't have worked like it worked on Bobby. It was supposed to be for Bobby. Bobby was a bad boy.
Mm.
He was a bad boy. He was, Bobby was. I don't know how to describe it, but I remember the first day I met him. He came by the studio. We were working with the boys, actually.
Okay.
Bobby came by to get this guy, Bobby Brown, got kicked out of New Edition, and we want y'all to work with him. And he comes by the studio in Silver Lake, and he comes in the door, and he's just bouncing off the walls, and he's going 90 miles an hour. Okay, yeah, I'll work with y'all. I'll be back. And I said, that kid right there will not live to see 30 years old.
Wow.
I said, not that kid right there. So that kid is balls out. And he stayed balls out for as long as he could go. And I could not believe it. I mean, when I met that dude and then working in the studio and waiting for him to get there and his ass is late, showing up late. It was all Bobby Brown persona though. It had to happen that way.
Yeah.
That's what Bobby Brown was. And so we just took all that energy and put it in a song. And then Bobby just let it out. Rock With You. Don't Be Cruel. Every little step. Good Enough.
Ronnie.
Just Ronnie, just all tailored for Bobby Brown. That's why it worked. That's why it was so big because that was him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was him.
Well, the on the Don't Be Cruel album, because you mentioned Jimmy and Terry. What was you as a writer and producer? What did you make of Teddy Riley? Because he did Prerogative and on that album, and his sound was different from what Jimmy and Terry
Oh,
did, and from what you get.
I loved what Teddy did. Teddy was great because Teddy had a thing. He had created something, and he wrote really great songs, and his music hit harder than anybody, you know. And don't get me wrong, I loved Jimmy and Terry too. I loved the way their records sounded. They had a slickness about their songs. I love Jimmy and Terry music to this day. The way they recorded and all the Alexander stuff, even the New Edition stuff that they did, it just so pristine. And ours sounded good too. Don't get me wrong. I liked I think all of us had our own unique things that we did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always felt like we wrote the best songs. We had the best, we had the best lyrics and melody. You know what I'm saying? Teddy had the hardest beats. You know what I mean? My Prerogative, all that New Jack shit. You couldn't touch it. You couldn't figure it out. You couldn't compete. But Jimmy and Terry, I thought were just finesse. They possessed a lot of it, lyrically, vocally, but musically and the way it sounded, it was a friendly camaraderie to me. I think we all admired what we were doing.
Yeah.
And it was respected, totally respected. I loved their work a lot, yeah, absolutely.
Hey everyone, I want to thank you for being part of Halftime Chats. This new update is really about our membership, and I'm really excited to be able to fully launch the membership page. There will be things like full interviews from day one, as soon as the interview drops. you get access to it without any ads on it. There'll be some exclusive member-only videos that will just be some behind-the-scenes stuff and some other things that we will never be broadcast. For some members, you can be able to get actually 2 interviews, because I do have a backlog of almost 7 or 8 interviews that I don't even know when I'm going to be able to broadcast them. So you're able to get at least some of those up front, and some just behind the scenes stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that I have never been able to talk about or release. For anyone else, you know what, the videos will still be the same, over a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks, depending on how long it is. So everything stays the same. The polls stay the same. The community chats, the community stuff stays the same. But I think with the membership stuff, I'm able to add a little bit more and invest a lot more time and energy in really supporting the members. So I do hope you come on that ride with me. I appreciate the support, and this will just help me continue to invest in taking things to the next level. Take care.